All right, Pierre, here's the deal. There's 4 races to go in the season, and we are 80-odd points behind Red Bull. Now, that's a Red Bull, of course, that didn't back you and forced you to be Verstappen's number 2. So I want you to show them exactly the sort of driver that you are and what they missed out on. Yeah, I know, mate, but you do such a good job as my number 2. Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Aussie Villain Racing. Today it is the Japanese Grand Prix. There are 4 races to go in our final season and we are, well, we'll look at the standings in just a second. We've got work to do to catch Red Bull. Apologies for no episodes for the last couple of weeks. I was away and then my daughter was sick, so just didn't have time to record. But we're back now and we're going to hopefully finish this season on a strong note. Let's have a look and see what the activities are we have to do here. Now, we've only got a couple of days between this race and the last race. I mean, it doesn't really matter what we do. Are we at the point now where we just want... we maybe are at the point where we just want Gasly being the best he can, because I'm not going to win the World Championship. And as I say, we'll have a look at the stage in just a second. And we just need to try and win the Constructors. And if Gasly wins so his second championship, then good luck to him. There's no point upgrading anything here because we've got 15 million. I don't think that's even enough to do anything, is it? What's it cost to do this? 14 million. So we could just about do it. But maybe after this race we can have a look at something like that. We can't upgrade the car anymore because we pretty much maxed it out, as have Red Bull, Mercedes, Ferrari, McLaren, AlphaTauri and Alpine aren't far away, and Aston Martin as well as taking a big step forward. If we go and have a look at R&D progress, no, not this one. You can see that, well, and who's that? Haas took a big step forward. You can see everybody is just kind of coming up to to join top. Now, there is, of course, in the game, a rule change for the next season, for Season 5, which isn't necessarily going to affect us, but, yeah, well, it will obviously mix things up a little bit. Now, I think with 4 races to go, if we have anything that is zero use, it now is the time to make those changes. So we'll go and do that for that. 0 use, perfect. Now, because I took penalties in was it Monaco, I think, didn't I? So that's why we've got the extra parts, and it's given us brand new fresh parts with 4 races to go, so that can only be a benefit, hopefully. Although we've done that once before, haven't we? The engine blew up, so that was annoying. But anyway, Gearbox is going to see us through more or less to the end of the season. Corporate, nothing really has changed. Are we ever going to get that 4th sponsor? We're close. We need to be at level 25 acclaiming. See at the top there, we're level 24. So we're close, but we're not quite there. Driver market, all this stuff doesn't really affect us. You can see there our money mountain is slowly growing. And the standings, this is what really matters. I'm down there in 7th. I'd really like to try and, well, if I'm looking at it, I'd like to try and catch Perez. If I can beat Perez and Gasly can beat Verstappen, we will beat Red Bull. And I'm definitely the person that's letting the team down most of all, aren't I, down there in 7th. So that is what it is. We've got to be a little bit cautious of Mercedes behind us as well. I think they're closer to us than we are to Red Bull, so I need to make sure I'm beating the Mercedes as well. Season results, well, I'm on a string of 10th place finishes. We're going for 5 in a row. Now, David Croft has this stat of most races in the same position that isn't first in a row, and I think if I was to come 10th in Japan here, that I would take that record for Crofty, and he could mention my name in all his future commentary times. He does bang on about that stat. He does say it's his favourite though. So yeah, I just need to be better, don't I? Gasly's done okay. He won in Singapore. It's me. I'm the one that's letting the team down. Ever since that 2nd place in Austria, I've not really ever done anything, have I? So I need to be better. Now, previously in Japan, let's have a look at this. We didn't race there last year, did we? No. Season 2, Japan, I was a DNF, and Season 1, I was 13th. Now, Season 1, we know I was struggling to get to grips with the game and sim racing, which I hadn't done in years. So if I got 13th in Season 1... is there a chance we can do a little bit better than that and, well, who knows, maybe even crack 10th. The rivalry we have is with Bottas. That's a new rivalry for this upcoming. I should have gone Perez if I'd been thinking, but anyway. And we can see my driver details here. 2 poles, 4 race wins, 11 podiums, average finish of 10th, average start of 12th, and 6 fastest laps. Can I add anything to any of those stats? Well, time will tell, won't it? But, yeah, we'll see how we go here. So we'll go back and we will sim ahead the week or so between the 2 Grand Prix. And there's Gasly's thing, there's some promo filming, and let's go to Japan and hope we have a dry race. Alright, so we can see the track map there, development. So this is... what's this? New developments. Okay, I'm not quite sure what that is, but it's done anyway. You can see there's a little bit of a chance of rain at qualifying. Essentially, it's going to be a dry weekend, though, it looks like. So I'm going to go do some free practice, refresh myself with the Suzuka track, because we haven't been here for a little while. And hopefully I'll see you for Q1, knowing that we're a good car. Alright, we are here for qualifying. Free practice was okay. I wouldn't say anything better than that. FP2, I was second, though it was wet weather and I went out the end on dry tyres, so that's maybe a little bit misleading. The first and third practices, third practice I was nowhere, but I was doing a race run, and I suspect maybe there were other people doing qualifying runs. So we'll see how we go. Gasly's been where you'd expect in, around that top 5. So let's see if I can join him into Q3, but first, of course, we've got to get through Q1. Okay, so I've gone out and done a banker lap on the medium tyre while we wait and see if this is going to be good enough. And we're ahead of the Aston Martins. It just might be. What I do want to just quickly mention is what's going to happen with Formula 1 Manager. You may have seen the video. It's coming out August 25th. It looks amazing. So really looking forward to starting that. Now, it's obviously tempting to go and do another season. The reason we're not, of this I should say, the reason we're not doing that is because, as I've mentioned before, in August I'm going to Canada for 2 weeks to visit my in-laws, so we don't actually have enough time to do another season, which is a shame in many ways, but it's just, it is what it is. So yeah, really looking forward to that. I'm just waiting to see what Guan Yu Zhou and Russell can do in terms of a time. We're only 3/10 ahead of Lundgaard, so if he was to get us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so we'll see what happens here. If we need to go out in the softs, we'll do that at the end. So there we go. The medium tyre was more than good enough to get through the session, so that's excellent news. We've saved a set of soft tyres, and on we go now to Q2. Now, if we're looking, we need about a second to be a second faster to get into the top 10. That's a lot of time, isn't it? Even if it is on a soft tyre. So, yeah, let's see if we can do it. Alright, we're coming around to start what will be actually my second lap in qualifying, and I've already mucked that up, haven't I? Let's just get a good exit. I stuffed it up at basically at turn 1, but got a little wide, and so that lap didn't really happen. So this is our first real attempt. Tyres, of course, won't be in the perfect condition now. Right, it's just here somewhere that I messed it up. You'll probably see that reflected on the delta. There we go. A lot of time to be made in the S's, a lot of time to be lost in the S's. Oh, I've gone wide, I've gone wide, I've gone wide. Alright, let's just ditch these tyres and try again. Alright, third time is a charm, as they say. We've got nice fresh tyres on. It might be a situation where I am not able to talk through those S's because I think I just need to concentrate. So enjoy the looks of concentration on my face. Alright, so far so good. Oh, almost too wide, but just about got away with it. You may have noticed a little edit point there. I sneezed, basically, and I crashed. So, I'm taking that not as a driver's error. Of course, in real life, if they sneeze, they get to, they get to go again as well. So,
you're lapping slower than your teammate. Your teammate is faster.
Thanks, Jeff. That's helpful. Right, so we are up. Now, I don't know how much we need to be up. I see that Hamilton's on a medium tyre, so even if this puts us in the top 10, we're going to have to be a little bit wary of that, because other cars will likely be able to go faster as well. Not good, not good. Oh, I stuffed up the last chicane.
We've only got 2 laps of fuel left.
Alright, what have we done? P14. Alright, here we go. Final attempt. We have Ocon in front of us. I tried to give us a little bit of space to him, but There's a car behind us as well, so we will find a... I didn't want to lose out too much, obviously. Let's see what we can do through these S's. It's not a good start, unfortunately. So we're about even so far. That's a better exit through there. That's much better out of the hairpin. I think it's at Alonso behind us. It looks like another Alpine, doesn't it? This is the part of the lap where we tend to make up time. Partly because it's straight, so the car does the work and not me. We're about 2/10 up. Now, is that going to be enough to get us through? I would suspect not, if I'm completely honest. But I did stuff up this chicane. Can I nail it this time? It's better, I think. Better exit. Is it enough? It's P14, it's not. Alright, so Perez and Gasly has gone through. Max Verstappen has not. So that could be useful for us as, you know, as a team, and Gasly particularly in the championship. But Perez going through fastest is not ideal. So, yeah, interesting race coming up. Let's get to it.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. A fantastic effort from Pierre Gasly yesterday puts him on pole, and it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Sainz, Valtteri Bottas, and Hamilton, Tsunoda, Ricciardo, Stroll, and Max Verstappen, Fernando Alonso, Ocon, Sergio Perez, Oldtimer, Giovinazzi, Lundgaard, and Guan Yu Zhou, and George Russell, Schwartzman, Mick Schumacher, Latifi, and Nikita Mazepin. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track and get this Grand Prix underway.
Alright, so Verstappen in 10th, Perez with a penalty is next to us, Gasly on pole. This looks good for the constructors to peg back some space here. Now, what I think, I've been having a think about what we do with the pit strategy. Where I struggle is the S's. That's where I lose a lot of time. So I think what we need to do is start on the mediums, try and get as much as we can off the start, and then we want to come in as soon as we can, as we think the softs can get to the end, and put them on. Because that way I should have better tyres through the S's where I'm slower to sort of keep up, and then at the end of the lap down the straights where we're faster, we should be able to then be in a position to overtake. So let's come in at lap 6. It's a 13 lap race. We'll do more than half the race on the mediums. That should be fine. And what was it saying? It's actually quicker to do it. Come in lap 5. Let's do lap 6 though, and we'll see. Because Gasly's going to be so far ahead, I can just change on the run if I have to. We can take a little bit of petrol out, which will help a little bit, I think. Where are we? What if I clicked on here? I did this one race before. Fuel load. Oh, I can't take any more out. Okay, fair enough. That'll do. Alright, let's get to business. Alright, a difficult qualifying, but Gasly's looking good on there on pole. Red Bull's a struggle. Let's see what sort of a start we get. Not a good one. Look at the start Perez has got compared to me. Absolutely gone off into the distance he has. Hopefully we're not going to get swamped by these Aston Martins. We've held that off. Turn 1. Can we get up the inside of Perez? Oh, we're off the track. A little bit of tyre-to-tyre contact maybe. And now on the mediums, we just need to try and settle in. We don't have the grip. We've it's that Ocon, I think, we forced a little bit wide there. We've got somebody else on our outside now. That's Lundgaard, or is that Ocon? They're both there, getting held up by me. But we've gained some positions off the line there. P13, you'll notice I've forgotten to have the tower down the side. Big apology for that. I just forgot to put it on, which is silly really, isn't it? But anyway, we'll just have to make do, unfortunately. But thought about having a bit of a dive bomb there at the inside of the hairpin, but on these tyres, really what I want to do is just try and hang on to the back of Perez here. We can assume, I think, that he's going to have a faster car, given that he's back where he is because of penalties. So if we can just stick to the back of him, you'd imagine he's going to go forward, and hopefully we can take advantage of him going forward and make some moves ourselves. Now, there's only one DRS zone around Suzuka, and that is the front straight. But the back straight, we know our car has always, it seems, certainly since at least Season 2, been very quick in a straight line. We get a good run out of the chicane there, and I have, throughout free practice, been quite quick in the final sector, so that is just straights in the chicane, basically. That's why I'm quick there, I don't have to do anything. But, yeah, if we can... This is the sector. It's this first sector where we lose, we're massively slow. I'm not really sure why that is. I think it's just a rhythm, and I struggle sometimes with that. And it seems like if you get sort of the first, well, one of these S's wrong, it really does just throw you out for the whole thing then. And I've got a little bit wide, don't want to be doing that. That's going to cost us time. You can see there visually the gap has gone out to Perez just through that one little mistake. And again, you know, we're on the medium tyre. Those around us are all on the softs. We just need to try and stick to the back of this train. We can see Verstappen hasn't really gone forward there either. So, without the towel, we don't know exactly where Gasly is, but I think we can assume that he's in the top, well, the top two at least, you'd hope anyway. So, yeah, this is looking as though it could be a good day for the Constructors' Championship, and well, Gasly as well for the drivers. If he's up the top and Verstappen's only 2 or 3 places in front of us, then that could all bode well. Now, of course, DRS will be available at the end of this lap. Now, we won't have it for the main straight this lap, but things will start and become available for us then, I think, once we get that little bit of extra speed down that front straight. And we jump on board. There's the confirmation.
We can use DRS when you are within 1 second of the car ahead and in a DRS zone.
We haven't lost too much, have we, on that lap to Perez and Alonso and Verstappen in front of him. So this is looking okay. If I can keep this gap as it is, was what, lap 6 or 7 I think that we're coming in for the softs, then we could be really competitive. It looks like there's an AlphaTauri up there that's holding up Verstappen. So we might be in for points here if we're lucky. Verstappen would be 10th, wouldn't he? Because we've got would make Perez 12th and Alonso 11th. So imagine if we could not have the Red Bull scoring any points, and if I can get myself in the points, what a round that would be for us. Oh, almost. We threatened to do a hairpin tank slapper there. You can see how much time I lose through that first sector, or it's probably a little bit more than the first sector. And then we seem to be able to just make up so much time through the final sector. So when I have the soft tyres in that first sector to everybody else's mediums, I should be able to be at least as fast as them, and then we should hopefully be able to pick them off sort of either into this chicane here or into turn 1 with a bit of help with DRS. You can see how much we close up by the end of that straight. Not my best exit off the chicane. Oh, geez, we've almost sent that into the wall there. So that's...
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the softs. Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
I'd set my strategy before, though. It really does annoy me that they keep trying to change my strategy during a race. I wish you could just tell them not to do that. But even with that bad exit, you know, we're not too far back. We still managed to get DRS that lap, so that's obviously huge. Right now, we're just outside. But as long as I, you know, if I do get this, I don't have to massively nail it. It's out of the last one, isn't it, where I'm just not able to get the gas down quite as quickly. And that Dagner one, I seem to be quite slow through there as well. And then it's sort of from here on in the lap that sort of starts to swing back towards me, and I'm a little bit quicker than those in front of us. So that's a good exit out of there. So you can see I'm on the battery, just trying to close up the gap as much as possible. We're a little bit outside of DRS range just now. But again, you can see through Spoon, we can catch up a little bit, and then down this straight into through the 180R and then into the chicane. That's where we make up our time. 10th out. We're just a second. Oh, are we going to get there? Yes, we are. I'm not sure if that's it. I think that could be the DRS detection line that we just sort of flashed over coming into the corner. So we should be able to get it. We're inside a second. We've just drifted out now, but yeah, we do have DRS. I'm setting personal best laps, so that's not a bad thing. If I can keep doing that, we can see that it's enough to keep me in contact. It looks as though Perez is very definitely being held up by Alonso. And there's that chain of cars up there. There's 3 or 4 cars that are still within sight of us as well. So it's still there for us, I'd say, in this one, some points. It just depends how much better we can make the soft tyres work compared to everybody else on the mediums. You can see the wear I've got through 5 laps. I mean, it's essentially nothing, isn't it? It's 1% a lap. So there's not going to be any issue with tyre wear. We haven't done a personal best through the first sector there as well, which is maybe problematic. See if we can start to turn that around a little bit. And Perez and Alonso, they're further away this lap than they have been before, aren't they? Now that's probably down to not setting my fastest first sector. Get a good run and exit out of Spoon, which it looks like we have. We've pulled that back. Are we going to be able to get within DRS again? I mean, we pulled back almost a quarter of a second, half a second, just through Spoon, and we are. I think we're just outside DRS this lap, and I've gone deep into the chicane as well, trying desperately to get it. And do we have another slide coming through the... No, we did have DRS.
We're trailing our teammate by 9.7 seconds.
Not sure where DRS is there, but 9.7 behind Gasly. We're going to skip ahead now to lap 7, and this is us coming into the pits. Now, we saw Perez stop a lap before us, and I believe that's Alonso in front.
We went an extra lap, I'm not quite because I'm not sure why you didn't come in lap 6, to be honest. Jeff's let us down there. But anyway, we'll put on the soft tyres now. Hopefully Perez hasn't got too much of a gap, but everybody else is going on to medium, so we're going to have a big tyre advantage. Hopefully.
Please go down.
And maybe rattle in some points here. We'll see how we go.
So, a bit of a slow start to the pit stop. Hopefully, that's not going to affect us too badly, but Perez is just in front of us, and Alonso is just in front of Perez. So, that's very much as you were, and it looks as though there might be another car up there in front of them. Now, if that's a medium running back marker, that would be absolutely brilliant. It allows us to catch up to the back. We're currently 17th, so I'm really annoyed I don't have the tower up so we could see exactly who's still got to stop. But there's definitely a slower car up there, isn't there? So look at that, 4th gear, not a problem through the second Dagna. As we jump off board to try and just get a glimpse of who's up there. There's a lot of cars, isn't there? So a little bit of a tank slapper moment as I just a little bit eager on the so it looks like a Williams. So Latifi or George Russell, I think they're still the Williams drivers, aren't they? Come through Spoon. And again, it's all just, we've just got that extra grip now. A little bit wide, but I don't think that would have cost us too much. Now, if they can go side by side and hold each other up here, that would be even better again. There's only 5 laps to go at the end of this one, so you would imagine there's a decent chance that if you are on a medium tyre, you'd be coming in this lap. It's Latifi, it looks like. Is he going to come in? Yes, he is. So he's done enough for us. He's got us back to within DRS range of Sergio Perez. And we're going to skip ahead now to the end of lap 9. We were just coming across the start lap 9. You can see the soft tyres worked a charm for us, and we were able to stick with Perez. Now we've got a good run out of the chicane. We've got DRS. We're on the battery. Oh, fastest lap as well. So it was a very nice lap from me, that lap 9.
Sergio, it's happening.
Sergio just needs to submit. Oh, a little bit high on the curb there. But it looks as though he's on the outside. Is he? No, he's backed out of it. Wasn't a very good cut there, was it? I think I missed a bit. But yeah, we backed out of that one. And yeah, well, now we've got Alonso in front of us, and it looks like an AlphaTauri in front of him. And that AlphaTauri, I believe, is 10th place. We are running a little bit wide, and that lets Perez back onto the back of us. We are running out of laps here, though. There's going to be 3 to go at the end of this one. So, ideally, we need to try and get Alonso this lap. Give ourselves 2 laps to run down an AlphaTauri, and then maybe into the chicane on the last lap. You can see there's Stroll about 3 seconds in front of us. Are we going to have a second a lap over Stroll? That's going to be the big question, and anything through qualifying would suggest no, but even now it's 2.5. We are catching him. So might be in for another 10th place. That'll be 5 10ths in a row. We're closing on Alonso, We have a look, we decide to go for the lunge. And we have the outside. We should be able to get better drive off the corner with our soft tyres. And then we should have DRS as well. Yes, we do.
Okay,
and job done.
3.2 seconds.
3.2 seconds in Lance Stroll. Can we get this done for an extra point? We skip ahead now to lap 12, and you will notice that we still have Alonso behind us, and if anything, Stroll is further away. We've just we just seem to have lost pace, unfortunately. So it looks as though we are going to be holding on for 11th as best we can. Still have the fastest lap, though. A little bit wide there. Oh, the rear's coming around. Can we? Oh, would you look at that four-wheel drift? Have a look at this from Alonso's point of view. I'm surely going around. No, he hangs on to it. Wonderful stuff. But of course, that's trouble now because we've got Alonso and Perez all over the back of us with that terrible exit. Hopefully Alonso and Perez are going to be too busy with each other and they'll just let us off the hook a little bit. But 3 cars, you can throw a blanket over us, as commentators love to say. We've got a good turn in there, but not the greatest exit. And we're going to have Alonso with DRS now as we come around to start the final lap. And are we going to be able to hold him off? He's got the inside here. No, we're going to have to do a brave one around the outside. We sweep around, and can we pinch him to the apex a little bit? We're still a little bit wide. This should give us the inside to the next corner. Alonso will back out of it eventually. And we hold on to 11th. But all of that has meant Stroll is now 7 seconds up the road. So even if we do get the point for this fastest lap, we won't get the point for this fastest lap, if you know what I mean, because we're not going to finish in the top 10. And of course, my golden rule of not coming 11th, well, there's not much I can do, because I'm going to have to brake very, very late. 7 seconds up. Maybe I can just go straight through the final chicane and hope for the best. But yeah, that's not going to happen, is it? So it's looking as though it's going to be 11th. Let's see if we can keep the car straight this time through Spoon. No idea how I managed to keep that on the road, by the way. It was just... yeah, I don't know how I did that. I probably couldn't do it again, if I'm honest. I mean, I'd say it was instinct and skill, but we all know it's not that. Oh, Gasly has stolen my fastest lap on the final lap. How has he done that? He's won the race. Looks as though Verstappen is in at least 8, so he's going to get some points. But for us, no quoi.
Well, I came 11th and that broke my golden rule, doesn't it?
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
Drift of the season, though. How about that?
A show-stopping performance from the 3 drivers approaching the podium right now. It's been an interesting Grand Prix, that's for sure.
Yeah, the race was great. Pierre's done well and it brings both championships back to life. Well done to him. But can we talk about my drift out of Spoon for a second? Oh, how epic was that? It was amazing. Surely I deserve a championship point for it. It was that good. So, I did my best. I'm not quite sure what happened. We seemed to be going really well, and then when we passed Alonso, I just didn't have the pace to pull away from him. Well, that massive drift didn't help. I suppose we were pulling away from him. But, yeah, nice little battle there at the end, bit of excitement, but ultimately, nothing. Gasly stole my fastest lap as well in that last lap. I think I had the fastest lap up until that point, though finishing 11th, it wouldn't have meant anything. I wouldn't have got the points. But that has been a good week for Gasly. He is now only 3 points behind Verstappen. I have now fallen behind Tsunoda as well, so I'm going backwards here, aren't I? This is... it's getting a little awkward. The constructors, though, we're back to within 37 thanks to... it was a team effort, so myself and Gasly. Gasly, of course, did most of the heavy lifting that one, but there we go. We've got a nice little gap on Mercedes now, and it is game back on, I think, for the Constructors' well, for both championships. But, of course, the only one I really care about is the Constructors now. So, there we go. Bottas, the new rival, didn't quite get the better of him there, did I? But that's okay. The rivalry doesn't really matter at this point. But there we go. If you've enjoyed that, make sure you hit thumbs up. Don't forget to, of course, subscribe if you are new. And next up is the US. Now, the US is not a track I've done particularly well at in the past. I think I have scored points with the lower end of points. And of course, finishing 11th there means that my run of 10th place finishes is done at 4. So Crofty's record stands still. But there we go. That is that. If you what did I say? If you enjoyed it, I've already said that. It's all autopilot this end bit, honestly. But I'll see you next time in the USA, and hopefully I can get a little bit more points. But who knows? If Gasly keeps winning, then the championship will could still be ours. Take care.